Hi guys, I'm Dean Stewart with Great Plains, here with Mike Feldman, and we're going to walk through hooking up the hydraulic connections for a YP planter. We're going to start with two connections first. Those are going to be the case drain and the motor return. The small one is going to be the case drain. It needs to be hooked in first. I'm going to hand this to Mike and he's going to hook them up while I talk about them. That case drain fitting was a flat face coupler, and a side note about that, since it is a flat face coupler, it has a tendency to leak if it gets warm. So when you guys are putting these in the shed or parking them for an extended period of time, it's probably best to wrap a rag around them or place a container underneath them to catch any oil. Next, we're going to have the motor return line. This is going to catch all the oil coming off from our fan. And that is a larger 1-inch coupler, and we do supply both the male and female of those connections. A note on those in the back of the tractor: sometimes your tractor may have a power beyond port and it may be the same size fitting. If there's any question about which fitting or which location this hose plugs into, please see the tractor operator's manual or contact your dealer for more information on that. Next, we're going to move on. We're going to plug in the blue hoses. The blue hoses are the lift circuit for the planter. As far as timers and flow settings on these, the timer needs to be set for the full lift raise of the planter plus 1 or 2 seconds to allow the planter to rephase each time. Flow should be set at a moderate rate. The planter will only raise so fast, so once you've achieved the highest raise speed, you're able to set your flow there. Next circuit we're going to hook up is the gray or white hoses. This is going to be for the marker and fold circuits. There is a marker and fold switch box in the cab, which will be shown in a later video. So that's why that's a two-purpose flow or two-purpose hose. Setting the flows and timers for those. Timers are going to be set probably at constant or at whatever it takes to get the markers to fold. When you're folding and unfolding the planter, a moderately low flow is acceptable, as the planter is orificed and will only fold or unfold so fast. Next circuit we're going to go to, we're going to hook up the black hose, and as I said before, that's for the fan where we plugged in the case drain and motor return before. Timers and flows for that one, the timer is going to be set in a continuous flow, and the flow level is going to be adjusted, which can be seen later, to adjust the fan RPM for the planter. Last hydraulic connection we've got is going to be the yellow hoses, and that's going to be for the hydraulic drive of the planter. Timers and flows for that, the timer is going to be set in continuous, and the flow is going to be adjusted later during a valve calibration. A quick note while you guys are hooking these up: all of the hydraulic hoses, you notice that they had color-coded handles on them. Those color-coded handles actually have a retract or an extend symbol on those, just to make sure that you get those mated with the correct location on the tractor. A couple other connections, we've got our standard light plug. And then the other thing we've got is the ISO plug that we're actually going to hook up to get power to the monitor. Also, the ISO plug needs to be plugged in to be able to fold or unfold the planter at any time. Once we've got those hooked up, those are the basic connections as far as getting the planter hooked up to be able to fold, unfold, and operate the planter. One other thing you may need to hook up, if the planter has true count clutches or the RowPro air compressor, depending on what options you have in the planter. You can see here this box is going to have the air compressor for our true count clutches. There's going to be a power cable that comes back. That's going to come back underneath the tractor and hook into the side of the air compressor, so we get direct battery power to the air compressor. Also, there may be an air line going to each air compressor. It needs to come from the cab, and that will hook into the side of the air compressor as well. It will depend on what options you have in the planter. I want to thank you for joining us. For other videos and other information, please visit greatplainsag.com. Thank you much.